Okay, good night, everybody. Um, I'm going, let me see if we are live. Okay, this is Geometrikap live coding. Not much coding is happening. It's just because I besides that, I just will be, I will be here for about 1 hour. I want to document how this thing is getting built, just in case it helps someone. Uh, and after 1 week, uh, I finally got the energy uh, to continue with this because it's a little bit um, I don't know how to proceed here. Uh, and so I will put an alarm. We will be just an hour. I don't know. Hopefully we do something which I have. The question is, this is programming. I don't think so. Yeah, 1 hour. Mm, my website. Okay, code. Okay, you're saying when I see this. Code. Okay. So a lot of people. What is this thing? So a lot of people say there is a difference between coding and programming. I'm not sure if we are doing actually anything because in the past sessions, uh, I was just doing these annotations on the angles and the values that the straight edge will take, and I wasn't finding any uh, relation, any pattern on these values. You know, and in this session, we will be doing the same, trying to find how this thing is behaving, and mm, mm, let's see if we can rotate this. I mean, we can rotate the threaded edge, but okay, we have this. But we need this line to be longer, so we can see the angles as they are happening. So we have something to do instead of just tweaking numbers, crunching numbers, or tinkering with the numbers. So we have image, and then we have a threaded edge. Uh, a threaded edge is small. I'm taking a look at the dimensions. It's 300 with 20 pixels height. There's only straightened edge space. Let us see. What is this thing? Let me see. Okay, we need this. Now I'm going to open this with GIMP. My eyes are itching. Okay. Oh no. We need to. You can do this on GIMP, but I'm going to do it in Paint because in GIMP I haven't resized a lot of images. Okay. And now we can open this thing again with Paint in GIMP. Okay, now let's zoom in. Okay, so this is 20. I'm going to select color, different color. I'm going to draw a line. Yeah, pencil. I'm going to draw it. You know, we are having a hard time rotating an image. How these software developers gain uh, look the precision they include in the software. Look at the arrow. Now we can. Why is why? Look at this. Look at this. I don't want this. You know what this? I want to click here and then I'm unable to see. But this is so wrong. We are unable to make a straight line. We need a straight line. But the problem is that I am not able to see. I want to remove my glasses because these are only to see from uh, from the distance. When we here we are very close. Yes, they should make it. Now we need one at 150. And in here there is a problem. Look how thick it is. Now, okay, look at this. Okay, okay. Back to our glasses. Uh, um, yeah, where is this symbol? Yeah, small static uh, layer. Mm, image, images. We are going to remove that, and we're bringing a new one with this, and then changing the And now, okay, now we are going to start from the beginning. And there is a book called Introduction to Mathematical Reasoning, because we are we are uh, in that uh, point. Introduction and I haven't finished this book. I haven't read this book in a year. Okay, leveling. So this book, and the guy is saying that uh, there will be problems in mathematics, and that you don't have uh, any idea on how to solve them because you haven't found any other problem like the one you are solving in the past, so you don't get to plug numbers into some formula or use some pattern. The pattern is not quite obvious, but then you can apply the same idea to other areas of life. And some people say that programming is can be seen as a mathematical activity. And we are in this situation that we are totally lost. I don't know how to proceed here. Uh, and I don't want to look on the internet. Um, um, to solve the rotation problem. We are looking for some code snippets or some concepts, but not the rotation itself. I don't want to prove that I can solve it, you know. In fact, if we look for the solution, we already delivered. We will have already delivered this application to the public and start the videos on geometry by using this software that we are doing. That's the whole point of this application. But I don't know. I think it is a good idea to understand that for me um, how this thing works. You know? So here we have a problem in which we don't know how to proceed, and we had been uh, 1 week ago. We were just like putting some numbers and making some annotations. Uh, but I think it was the best approach. Uh, I think we need to think a little bit, and hopefully the thing will be revealed. Uh, but nothing wrong with doing it on this way. If you gather enough numbers and then see the formula, then it's okay. So we are going to start at we are at the start of this thing again. Uh, okay, we are drawing Now let's get started again. Let's delete this. If we need to annotate again, we will write the new measures, the new numbers, or whatever we are finding. But still, I think we need to take some time and make some drawings. First, let's see where we are. So I'm going to start at zero rotation, zero angles rotation, and use um, mm, okay, so let's start with that. And now let's use 90. Uh, okay, this thing is not rotating. Something is wrong. No, maybe not. Uh, and let's use this minus. So let's see what's happening. So we have let's delete this. Then now this thing is not getting on the screen because it's 90 degrees rotated. So if it is at 0, 0, 0, 0, that's over here. So it is here. Okay, so it is 0, 0 should be visible now. Oh, minus you. We are, just negating the zero, which is nonsense. Well, it's minus 10. Way to start and to arrive. So let's use a big number. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. So now we can do our thing again by drawing this. And this is rotated and this is not rotated, and I'm just procrastinating. Um, okay, the user will, let's suppose we are at 0, 0x, 0y, which is here, and the user wants to rotate 90 degrees. So if we don't care about if we allow ourselves to be a little bit permissive, We can just rotate this thing, taking into account this point, and then uh, do something like this. You see, now it is rotated. You asked, you're going to tell the user, you asked for a 90-degree rotation and you have it. You wanted to this and you got it. And if he wants or she wants 45 degrees, let us see how easy or hard will be. It will be a little bit more not straightforward because now it will be like this. See? But now, since we are minus 20, we are going back to zero, zero, and we have the rotation. And, you know, that's the rotation apparently. Let's move this thing a little bit. So it needs to move on X. Well, that seems to work. And let's suppose we use 60. Again, it seems to be working. And we can calculate this coordinate. Uh, Even for the 360 degrees, we can store all the y coordinates in a map. We did something like that in Binary Explorer for the different screen sizes. There were a lot of there were a lot of numbers. This can do it. Mm, I don't know why it's uh strategy. So this is the one that moves. It doesn't like the move. Something going wrong. But we don't want to do this. We want to see if we can tackle the problem of rotating at the center. So we're going to use 0. Let's start with 90 degrees. Okay. Um, okay. So it's okay. Now there is. Let us start with our drawings. We're going to capture this thing. And we're going to make some drawings in here, which is great. But now we have rotated. How these people write this also anyway? Uh, we have rotated the thing 90 degrees. This line you cannot see. We cannot see these lines. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we have this thing. This is the 90 degrees rotation. I hope people really enjoy working with this software. We have the width and we have the height. And we have calculated this point. We can calculate this point. So, yeah, if it is, it seems quite straightforward. If it is 90 degrees, we are, this is, both of these things are, I wish I am some sort of a genius to really see this very quickly. We also have this point. This is shared. Whenever, independently of how you rotate this image, this will be, this thing is shared. This one is 0, 0 coordinates. Well, maybe we have a translation going on. But if we translate, this thing seems quite straightforward. This point It's here. Seems like we need to move it here. Well, we don't need to do that. We need to move this and then upwards. We don't have this. I mean, we can calculate this also in the rotation. We can calculate this and we can calculate this. So this point, this origin, this will be the one. Well, this is it becomes difficult because for different rotations, there's it's not quite easy to see a formula. Okay, the midpoint. Then is minus the midpoint. Mm. Then for the oh, this, this is why minus. You see it, and it says, and it looks quite uh, maybe we should include an arrow here to denote the direction. But let me see. We have some sort of an artificial arrow in the sense that like in the negative direction, it is So up until the edge, the limit, and in the positive direction there is a little bit of a space, so we can see if we have a 180 degrees rotation. This space should be over here. So no arrow needed. Uh, so this was 90 degrees. Now let's try it is 180 degrees. Mm, Now uh, mm, um, now okay, we're going to use this. Okay, now we have 180 degrees. We like this. Minus. Okay, so the rotation took place. You see that this is space, now it's over here. Okay, now look, there's, there is no relation with these variables. Now let's try 45 degrees. So you can see that there is no such a thing as a formula in the way that we are setting up the thing. 45 degrees. Okay, now let's roll over here. Let's use 0. Okay, let's start at 0, 0. Now let's express this. Uh, the easy way out is to really not use the center of the image as the rotation point and just translate. And if we do 90 degrees, with the straight edge being hidden over here, and then you just translate the canvas. Uh, how much minus minus no minus the width of straight edge in the x coordinate, because let's tackle some numbers over here. Let's tinker.